What does it truly mean to be brave? What qualities define a person who stands the test of time, whose actions resonate through the ages? Is it solely about achieving victory, about conquering and claiming triumph? Or does true bravery lie in standing firm for your beliefs, even when the odds are stacked against you, when the path ahead seems insurmountable? History is replete with figures whose choices continue to echo through time, shaping our present and influencing our future. Their stories are not just tales of the past but lessons for the present. Today, we embark on a journey back to ancient Sindh, a region steeped in history and culture, a land nourished by rivers and thriving with bustling ports, a hub of commerce and cultural exchange. We're going to meet Raja Dahir, the last Hindu ruler of this remarkable place, a kingdom that stood as a beacon of tradition and resilience. His story isn't just a chapter confined within the pages of a book, it's a powerful reminder of how the courage and decisions of one individual can ripple through history, shaping the course of centuries to come. Raja Dahir inherited a vibrant and remarkably diverse kingdom, a melting pot of cultures, traditions, and beliefs, a true crossroads where East met West, where ideas flowed freely, and where innovation thrived. As a Brahmin king, he viewed his role as more than just a ruler. He saw himself as a guardian, a protector of his people and their way of life. His legacy is deeply intertwined with the solemn promise to protect his people from harm, to safeguard their well-being, no matter the personal cost or the sacrifices required. This is a story that speaks of endings and new beginnings, of transitions and transformations, of a world teetering on the edge of profound and irreversible change. By delving into his life and times, we gain insight into how courage, conviction, and unwavering resolve can forge a lasting legacy, leaving an indelible mark that endures long after empires crumble and fade away. What principles are truly worth defending, worth fighting for, worth sacrificing everything for? Raja Dahir's story compels us to confront these timeless questions, urging us to reflect on our own values and beliefs. Picture Sindh in the 8th century, a land brimming with potential and promise. Imagine the landscape, the vibrant colors of the earth, and the bustling activity of its people. It was a crossroads, a vital artery where ships from Arabia, Persia, and beyond converged, bringing with them not only precious goods, but also a wealth of diverse ideas and cultural exchanges. The ports were alive with the sounds of different languages, and the sights of exotic wares. Raja Dahir, a ruler of formidable presence and keen intellect, governed over this vibrant hub, a land rich not only in material wealth but also in the invaluable treasures of diversity and knowledge. His reign was marked by a unique blend of strength and wisdom. Different faiths coexisted peacefully, a testament to the region's tolerance and Raja Dahir's commitment to harmony. Temples, mosques, and other places of worship stood side by side, symbols of a shared respect. And Dahir's paramount duty, as he saw it, was to maintain this delicate balance, ensuring that every citizen, regardless of their background, felt safe and protected under his rule. He was a man of principle, deeply believing that justice and the preservation of tradition were the strongest shields, offering protection and security to everyone within his kingdom. His profound sense of responsibility and unwavering commitment to his people were qualities he inherited from his father, the esteemed King Chak. This lineage instilled in Dahir the understanding that he was not merely a king, but a caretaker, entrusted with the sacred duty of preserving both his legacy and the well-being of his people. Leadership for him was not about power or prestige, but about the solemn obligation of making difficult choices, often unpopular ones, always with the greater good of his kingdom in mind. He extended a hand of compassion, offering refuge and sanctuary to those fleeing the oppression of more powerful empires, providing them with a safe haven within his borders. He did so even when it stirred resentment and created enemies, knowing that true leadership sometimes demands standing against the tide of popular opinion. Tragically, this very act of compassion, this noble gesture of extending aid to those in need, would later be twisted and used against him, becoming a tool in the hands of his adversaries. Dahir's rule, therefore, was a precarious tightrope walk, a constant balancing act between the needs of his people, the demands of his allies, and the threats posed by his enemies. He was perpetually faced with the daunting task of choosing what was morally right, even when it was far more difficult and demanding than the easy path. He remained steadfast, always standing firmly by his deeply held principles, regardless of the personal cost or the potential consequences he might face. That unwavering commitment to what is right, that willingness to sacrifice for the greater good, that's the very essence, the very heart of a true leader. Every story, every kingdom, every civilization reaches a turning point, a moment where the tides shift and destinies are forged. For Dahir, the ruler of Sindh, that moment arrived when the ambitious Umayyad Caliphate, hungry for expansion and new territories, set its sights on the prosperous lands of Sindh. Their gaze turned eastward, driven by dreams of conquest and the spread of their influence. The initial spark was ignited when pirates, operating along the Sindh coastline, brazenly attacked an Arab ship laden with valuable goods and resources. Dahir, though not directly involved, was held accountable and blamed for the actions of these independent raiders. The pirates acted beyond his direct control and were a constant menace to all maritime traffic in the region. The Caliphate, seizing the opportunity, demanded justice and reparations for the attack. Dahir's honest but perhaps politically unwise answer was interpreted as defiance and a challenge to their authority. This diplomatic breakdown sparked a clash of worlds, a collision of cultures and ambitions. It was an ancient kingdom, steeped in tradition and history, standing against the might of a rapidly rising empire, fueled by religious zeal and military prowess. In the initial stages of the conflict, the first Arab force sent to subdue Sindh was decisively defeated by Dahir's well-trained army. This victory ignited a spark of hope and resilience within Sindh, bolstering their confidence and reaffirming their belief in their ability to defend their homeland. However, the Caliphate, undeterred by this setback, responded with a far larger and more formidable invasion force, led by the skilled and ambitious general Muhammad bin Qasim. This was no longer a mere skirmish or a border conflict, but a full-scale battle for survival, a fight for the very existence of Sindh. Dahir and his forces now faced an enemy far greater in number and resources than their own, a daunting challenge that tested their courage and resolve. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, Dahir rallied his people, preparing them for a desperate fight, a fight that would ultimately decide the fate of their kingdom, their culture, and their future generations. The storm of war was coming, and there was no turning back from the inevitable clash. The fate of Sindh, its people, and its legacy hung precariously in the balance, awaiting the outcome of this monumental struggle. In 712 CE, Muhammad bin Qasim's army besieged Dibal, Sindh's great port. When the city's red flag fell, so did its spirit. Bin Qasim pressed inland, and Dahir gathered his forces for a final stand. He led from the front, riding a white elephant, showing his people he would share their fate. The battle raged by the Indus River. For a moment Dahir's elephants turned the tide, but flaming arrows sent the elephants into chaos, breaking the Sindhi lines. Dahir was struck by an arrow but fought on foot until he fell. His death marked the end of an era. With their king gone, Sindh's resistance collapsed. Yet Dahir's courage, fighting to the last breath, became legend. He lost the battle, but his bravery endured. True leadership is standing your ground even in defeat. Why does Raja Dahir's story still matter? Because it's about more than a lost battle. He defended his home, his culture, and his people's way of life. His courage wasn't the absence of fear, but action in spite of it. The fall of Sindh changed the subcontinent forever, opening the door to new cultures and faiths. Understanding this moment helps us understand our world today. Dahir's defeat ended a kingdom but began a new chapter in history. We remember him not for victory but for standing for something greater than himself. His story is about dignity, conviction, and the beauty of a last stand. When our time comes, what will we stand for? Raja Dahir's courage challenges us to choose our own legacy.